Hi guys, Farmer Hoof here from Cannon Farm. Now today we've got Dan the farrier here, so we're looking at all the horses' feet, or the Shire horses' feet, and giving them a trim. Now we do the trimming every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the condition of them, what time of year it is, and you can actually go up to 12 weeks, but that's a little bit long for us. So we do it so that we are checking the foot health. It keeps them all healthy. And obviously they don't get too long, so you're not changing the positions obviously of the bones in the feet. Now as you can see, Blossom has been an absolute star for us today. It's been a good demonstration horse, as she is. Not all of them are as well behaved as Blossom, but it's something that has to happen. Doing the feet is an expert's job, so I'm going to pass you over to Dan now and he'll explain exactly what he does and why he does it.
So the hoof capsule is like our nails, so it's constantly growing. Some breeds and types grow more foot than others, or more horn than others. Typically a native breed puts down quite a lot of foot. On this kind of surface they do keep them worn down, but just with how they weight bear on limbs,
Stand up.
more often than not they don't grow, or should I say they don't grow or wear them in a balanced sort of way medial-laterally. So what we have to do is, looking at the solar plane, we take back any excess growth and tidy up the white line, make sure there's no gravel stuck in that area, seed to corn area there, and just, you know, make sure that everything's nice and tidy. This time of year, when it's wet and we've had the weather that we've had, the frogs can get a bit tatty. They're more susceptible to the weather because of the type of horn that it is. It has a higher water content, it's got fat cells within it, and it just tends to suffer a bit more. We can get thrush around that area, so we've got to make sure that everything's nice and tidy underneath. She's not got a vast amount of growth on at all. And then what we do is we're looking at the balance of the heels down the long axes, so that's just hanging the limb, just letting it hang naturally, and I get my head right over and I'm looking at that medial lateral balance. So it's not bad. We're not vastly sort of out of balance, which I wouldn't expect to be 8 weeks down the line when you're keeping on top of stuff. I've got a little bit to take off, trim these little tatty bits of periopal off here, which are kind of the flexible, they're not horn and they're not skin, they're the flexible sort of border between both, and just making sure that we, especially in the winter, we're not leaving any sort of little crevices that muck and bacteria can get in and then causes other problems. And back to why we do it, like I say, if they were in the wild they'd have been roaming for food and they would have kept the feet sort of worn down. When we're, you know, having them as domesticated animals, obviously they're not doing that. On a surface like this they do keep them down, but we just got to make sure that they're going down nice and even, and then we're not going to have any problems. And then all I do then is put a nice radius on the edges so we don't get any splits and cracks. We've got a little bit of a sort of separation there of the hoof wall, so make sure that that's got a good radius on. And all we're trying to do is make sure that in the next 8 weeks that we don't have any issues for the horses.
So that's Blossom all done. She looks absolutely amazing on her feet. Thank you to Dan for that lovely explanation. So we're going to move on now and do the rest of the horses. So from Farmer Hoof and from Blossom, we'll see you soon guys. Bye!